How y'all doing today? My name's Ayin. Today's topic of discussion is going to be, I have nothing to talk about. I have nothing to talk about. The way that I came up with this topic, because of certain people that when you're talking with them, and let me pause this right there. I'm going to come back to it, these certain people that you talk to. Some of my other videos you've heard me mention on the type of person that I try to be. Everybody has their own type of person that they try to be. I try to be a breath of fresh air when I come into contact with people. I try not to be bringing unnecessary troubles, drama. I try to talk about upbuilding, encouraging content. That's the reason why I started this channel. That's the reason why I've written my book with family communication, because it starts there. That's where you learn these good and these bad habits. Try to get you to identify some of those from the onset. So, since I'm trying to be what I'm trying to be, I like to put that out there when I'm dealing with other people. So, back to what I'm saying, when you come into contact with some people, and you'll notice, and by no stretch of the imagination am I saying every time you're talking, it just has to be all, just rosy and just this surreal, this unrealistic, just positive vibe, and you're crying inside. No, that's not what I'm talking about. You can talk about heartfelt things that's on your mind and may not be, it's natural is what I'm saying. But I'm talking about these people where when you try to carry on a conversation, it always takes a negative turn. Either they're talking about something that's going on, has nothing to do with them, but it's just like, it's negative. It's negative. It's just down. Yeah, I mean, it just gets you down thinking about it. So then you try to take the conversation another way. Then they put like this spin up on it, and they're going off in this direction again. They bring it, or either circling it back to what they're wanting to talk about, where it's just they're just being a downer. And you're just like, okay, well, you know what? Maybe I try to, just let them talk. Let them get this out, and I'll just sit here and just kind of like, let them be them. Because that's a part of, when you're interacting with other people, like I said, it's, 50-50. You know what you're dealing with. Everybody has their own character on what they're trying to do. And you're really just like letting them exist, and you're just like, man, you're sitting up here thinking in your head, you're miserable to talk to. Because everything that you're saying, you even stuff that doesn't even pertain to you, you just got like this negative spin, this negative outlook, this downward thinking with everything, and it's bringing me down. And sometimes, because I consider myself to be really resilient with those conversations, because I can take a lot, and it's caused me to reevaluate when I'm going around like these individuals. Even when, because at first what I would do is, I'd have a day where I'm flying on 100%. Man, everything is just, I'm feeling good. And I feel more resilient to where if I go and I interact with an individual and they're coming off in this particular type of way, because you're just trying to, put in on the relationship, be that, person that they may need in that moment in their life, and you're just kind of going around them. And they never fail to surprise you on saying just some of the most outlandish things that take you out of that 100% zone that you're in and bring you down. And then when you leave there, you're just like, man, wish I wouldn't even interacted with you. Those are the people that I'm talking. Those are the people that I'm talking about, to where you might not even get that energy back that day. Maybe not even tomorrow. You're like, man. That is what spurred me to do a previous video I did on there when I'm talking about, where did that energy come from? And it was like 2 or 3 others where I was talking about when you're in the zone on the things that you're thinking is about with you accomplishing your goals, just chewing up and spitting out those short-term and those long-term goals, and you're just, you're chewing up that road, you're doing good, and you're in that good headspace. Stay in it, because that's prime real estate. Nobody's like in that zone all the time. So you fold that energy back over into itself. That's one of the things that I've learned to do, and it's the reason why I'm sharing this video. Because like I said, it's just some people where you're trying to have the conversation. Even if you just shut up and you just let them talk, they still can put a downward spin on things because that's who they are, how they are. So the next step is just like, since you're going to bully the conversation, you're just going to bully this whole interaction. Even if I take it now, I take it in stride, and you're going to do it on the next one, you're going to do it 4 out of 5 interactions. So maybe I need to trim that back some. Just interact with you in a specific way or a specific amount of time. Maybe I just need to back up just a little bit because your mindset is affecting mine. I'm trying not to let it, do so, but it is. Because you just got people that's like that. That's another reason why it spurred a video that I made about, unnecessary complaining. When you get into that and when you're in the workplace, that's a rabbit hole you don't want to go down. You may be, I can guarantee you, whatever job it is, I don't care how much you like it, it may be a day that you come off in there and you're just having a bad day. Maybe you might let out a complaint of sorts. And it's to the wrong person because it's a person where they hate their job. They hate everything about their job. They hate everybody at the job. And you spur this, this complaint with them. And then you're popping off in this moment in time because you're feeling good, because you're not feeling the best with it. And then look at the relationship you didn't encouraged or developed here up at the workplace. Now, here it is on another day, I'm 100%. I don't want to hear all your complaining, but I sparked this relationship with you. Now I got to find out, okay, now, how can I depart from this person gracefully without, hurting their feelings, because I don't want to hear this. Then you kind of feel like you're obligated. Well, I was talking to him and I felt like this on that day. That's what I'm thinking of when I'm talking about the topic of this video. I have nothing to talk about. One of the things that I found myself doing is where it's almost like people have blocked themselves off from interactions because it's just like, okay, I would like to, I don't even care on a point if me and you are talking and you're talking about you, but it's, it's positive things, it's upbuilding, encouraging things you're talking about. I don't care, if you just made it all about you and you're just talking, it's just like, okay, hey, yeah, I can cheer you on, it's not as draining as a person that's just, everything is doom and gloom. From you to the people across the street, just everything up around you, even things that have nothing to do with it, it's just doom and gloom. It's just like, I have nothing to say. I know certain people where when you see them out in public and they're talking to another person, you never see the other person engaging in a conversation with them. What you normally see is their head bobbing. Because the person is doing this. Because you can't shut up. Person don't even have anything to say. A lot of the videos that I've made on this channel has led up to these type of situations that I talk about. It's like, are you being the person that you would like to get to know? Because just because the person's not telling you about it or a person's not shutting you down doesn't mean that they don't want to hear it. Something to think about. It's something to think about when a person doesn't have anything to say. Or are you that person that you don't have anything to say? Maybe I need to, that's why I said reevaluating relationships and the time that you spend off in certain relationships. It's just like, okay, I have nothing to say. And that's what's led to the topic of this video, because I found myself a lot of the times where it's just like, how do I even interact? Because even with me putting something positive up on it, you're telling me something seemingly negative, and I'm telling you something positive, not just blowing smoke, telling you, just making stuff up, but just giving a silver lining to the dark cloud that you're talking about up on it. And you're steady, you're spinning it. You're spinning it. So it's just like, well, let me just shut up, just let them talk. Maybe they'll talk themselves out. But the problem is they don't ever talk themselves out because you don't know when to shut up. So I had nothing to say. It brings me back further in the topic of this video. If I don't have anything to say, and you're draining, because I'm just listening to, this sewage that you're spewing, what am I talking to you for? How do I fit in? Could I be doing something else that's more positive, something else that's more encouraging, something else that's more upbuilding? What am I doing? That's what I'm talking about. This video has 2 points to it. One point on you recognizing the situation I'm talking about to ensure, hey, look, I hope I'm not doing that to people. Because I assure you, that's one of the things that I think about. Every time when I'm caught in a situation, and it's not a lot of times, it's select people that I'm thinking about. When you're in these situations, and it's just like, man, I don't want to be like this with people, because I know how I feel right now. I'm really uncomfortable. I'm really at ease. And like I said, it's what spurred a lot of some of the same things that we talk about on this channel about, when you're dealing with, conversational bullies. Think about it. Think about what else better you could be doing with your time to meet your goals or meet better expectations that you have, or possibly even improve the relationship that you're in. That's the reason why I talk about these things in my book, I Am Kilimanjaro, is the Arithmetic of Family Communication. And the reason why I talk about these things in the book, and I'm talking about them on this channel now, is because sometimes you find yourself in those situations to where you're uncomfortable, and you've allowed a person to push certain buttons, and then it takes that interaction somewhere you don't want it to go. And the reason why it's taking it somewhere you don't want to go, because you're just like, man, I came over here to interact with you with the best intentions. Why did it blow up like this? What's wrong? How can I do something different with this? If you have nothing to say when you're interacting with certain people, you got to ask, how or why I'm interacting with them in this particular manner. Why is this that way? That's all I'm saying. If you have questions, send them to my email, iam.kilimanjaro@gmail.com. I'll do my best to answer your question in a video. In the meantime, stay encouraged, avoid being discouraged. I'm Iam. You have a good one.